Welcome to the Campbells.
It's All Good Podcast.
Welcome to the Campbells. It's All Good Podcast, where our focus is God, healthy marriage, joy, and life. Join us every episode as we share various aspects of healthy relationship goals that we have set for ourselves, provide practical tips for creating the healthy marriage we desire, and how we live life together in God ordained joy. Jesus, others, yourself. Don't stop dating. Hey y'all. Welcome to episode 8. And by my song, you guys probably picked up on what we're going to be talking about today. Don't stop dating.
Don't stop.
Yes, don't stop. Don't stop. Well, when we think about dating and courting, I actually kind of find it like it's a little bit different. I feel like when I was out there before being married and trying to date, dating was like a series of different outings or events that I would go on. But then when I met Brian and we started to court one another, I felt like it was a little different. Like we did go on dates to go places, but it was a lot more, and you'll see one of my favorite words is intentional. So I feel like it was intentional because we were truly getting to know one another. We knew what we wanted the outcome to possibly be when we first met each other, and that was marriage. And then also we were just very like strategic in how we talk to one another, how we just spend our time together. Like we really wanted to just focus on each other and getting to know one another. It wasn't none of that like, is this a situationship? Is this just a little fun time here or there and we'll meet up here or there? But it was that we truly wanted to spend time with each other. We wanted to get to know one another, and we just had an end goal.
Definitely. So, I think back to that time, like the more that I saw her, the more I spent time with her, the more I wanted to see her, the more I wanted to
Ooh.
spend time with her.
He wanted to
And
see you all.
so I pursued her and I went after her like, okay, yeah, this one is different. Something about
Okay.
her is different. So I just kept going, let me go see why is she so different? What is it about her?
Okay, so it's the chase that you're telling me. That's what I hear.
Definitely. There was a
Okay.
chase. It
Is
was
it
a
is there
chase.
still a chase though?
There is still a
I know
chase.
that's
There is
right.
still a
Did y'all
chase.
hear that? I know
Still
that's right.
chasing after her. So just trying to, see what she's all about. So yeah,
Okay.
so definitely don't stop dating. One of the things we talked about is you need to continue what got us here, not won't necessarily keep us here unless we continue to do those things.
Yes.
So it's important that you continue to do what got us here. Courting, date night, making an effort, the little things, and I'll let
Yes.
her talk about the little things because she can go on that all day.
Yes, well, the little things for me are honestly things that I did when I was single. And not that I'm discrediting what Brian does for me for the little things, but it just makes it feel, just more special. And the fact that he took the time to notice those things and he still continues to do those things. So I'm definitely a flower girly. Every 2 weeks, fresh flowers. Flowers, I mean, studies have shown that flowers just naturally brighten your day. So I love the colors, the scents, the smells from the flowers. I've gotten into like floral arrangements. So your girl, you never know. I might own a floral shop one day. But those little things of him bringing home a bouquet of flowers. I love cards, and he actually started the cards because I like cards and I would always give cards, but I kind of fell off. But he's that guy that will go into Hallmark and I will catch him, and I've caught him when we've gone in together, like literally reading through the cards. And I think that's so amazing. Not to discredit, excuse me, men, but to see a man really read through the card and it really like just say everything that he would want to say anyway, and then he'll add his own little touch to it by what he puts in it as well. That's just so thoughtful. Like that goes a long way. So, babe, if I've never told you, which I know I have, but I'm gonna tell to the world that I am so grateful for that, for you doing that, because that's just so amazing. Because I even caught myself today. I went back to one of your cards that you wrote to me, and just what the card said itself was amazing. But then what you added into the card on your own words to me. I mean, I had a little tear. I had a little, a little thug tear, swell up in the eye over there.
So one of the things that, and again, I'm not gonna pat myself on the back, but one of the things that I do is I think I listen pretty well.
Yeah.
I pay attention and I listen. So prime example, like she said, one time we were in Hallmark and we were just looking around for something. I think we may have been looking for a Christmas gift for somebody or something. And she saw something and she was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so nice. This is, this is this." I mean, she just went on and raved about it and raved about it. And, as we were around the store, I found an opportunity to get away from her. And I went back and I just quickly snapped it on my phone, kept the picture, and went on about our day. And so then you fast forward to Christmas time. Then one of the gifts that I was finally able to keep a secret from her, because normally I can't keep secrets from her
He
regarding
cannot.
her gifts or whatever. But one of the things that I had gotten for her was the thing she saw in the Hallmark store. So it
Yes.
was kind of like, and she was like, "Oh my God, you actually remember? You saw this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And
Yeah.
so the way that I do that, fellas, let me give you a little Campbell tip. So the way that I do that is when I met Lania, I started a file in my notes section of
A
my
real
cell phone.
file.
I have a file says Lania file. And in there was everything that she was telling me. We would be out on a date or something, and she would be telling me something, and I would just keep repeating it to myself until I can get, I got to go to the bathroom, or let me go, the date is over, and I go to the car, and I would just sit there and type in all those notes and things that she said that was important to her. So then I would use that to go back and be like, okay, well, she said this, then here's what that is. To pay attention and to go back, because I can't remember all the stuff she said, but like I have it in my file. Like I can tell you how she likes her coffee, because I can't remember that. I need this with this kind. This is my favorite candy. This is this. This is my favorite color. I couldn't remember all that stuff, but I got it in my phone. It's in her file, and it tells me the things that I need to know. So I find myself periodically, I will go back and just kind of look through the file and just brush up if there's something I don't remember, something I forgot, or just kind of let me take a look at an inventory to kind of see where I'm doing with things.
Yes, and that's so amazing because we tend to both do that. I don't keep a file, but I do have a Rolodex memory. And for those who are too young to remember a Rolodex is where you would keep all your information, like phone numbers, addresses, things like that, that you don't really need to anymore now that we have cell phones. But I have what I call a Rolodex. Memory where I just remember the things that I know are important to Brian, or those little things, like he said, little candies that I know he likes, or little things that he might need, or maybe sometimes he doesn't need. It just came to my mind. I don't know if you remember this, babe, but I usually keep some type of like trash bag in my car because I know I'm going to accumulate trash. I need a bag. And so one time I was at the store and I saw this cute little trash. It looked like a little mini dumpster trash can. And I was like, oh, this is perfect because it's not too big. It can fit in like the cup holder of his car. And so I brought that home to him. And babe, how many times have you used it in your car?
Zero. Absolutely zero. What we're not going to do is put this thing in my car for the trash. Now, if we're traveling or something like that, we're going to be on the road for several hours. Then I'm okay with a little one of those little grocery store bags or whatever in the car to throw the trash in or something like that. But just for the day to day around town, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. There shouldn't be any trash in the car.
Well, I thought I was doing something. I thought it was the little things of the fact, like, oh, I keep a trash bag in my car. I know he doesn't necessarily want a trash bag, so it's a cute little novelty like trash bin that he can put in his car. It's not too big, but that was an epic fail. So anyway, I still find the little things that he likes. I'm still trying to master some of his favorite foods as your little things to do for you because some of his favorite foods are things and combinations of food that I have never been exposed to, of putting them together. So that's my next goal. So for your little thing. That's my next goal, is to conquer those favorite foods of yours that I just do not cook.
She won't go but so far on that. I'm an old country boy, grew up in North Carolina. There are just some things that I still like and I still eat to this day that she's like, absolutely not. There's no way I'm trying that. That's just not gonna happen. And so we have fun with that. But I'm like, okay, you don't have to eat it. That's more for me.
Yeah, but
So
it's
it,
part of
it
your
makes
little
it it makes
things.
it makes it lots of laughs around the
It
house.
does, it does, but it's still part of the little things. So I just want to be cognizant of that. But I also think about, just when I think about doing things for our partner, those little things just start to become things that are not necessarily routine, but we just want to put a smile on each other's face. And we know, like, if somebody's having a bad day, or even if they're having a good day, or just to totally surprise each other, to do those little things for one another so that we can make each other just smile. Added bonus, like I like to call it, of just whatever may have happened in our day, our week, the month, whatever. Because I love this about Brian and I, that we try to be intentional about just doing special things for one another, and not just saving them for the birthdays, anniversaries, special things that are deemed special days that are set aside for that, but just treating every day like it's a birthday, every day like it's an anniversary. Those are the things that make me think about, this is part of our don't stop dating.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Don't stop dating, be intentional and continue to court and to go after each other.
Yeah,
So it's also important too, I generally am excited to see her whenever I come home.
me too.
And we're excited to see each other. And so it's, because I know she's going to come to the door. She's going to ask how my day was. She's going to hug me. She's going to give me a kiss. And then we're going to, at some point, talk about the day
Yeah,
and just kind of recap the day, whether it's right then or if it's later on that day. We're going to kind of recap how was the day, what could we have done better, what did we do for somebody else. We talk about those things, and then we just plan to figure out how can we make tomorrow an even better day.
yeah. Because when I see you, babe, and I think even when I come in the door from being out somewhere, like, I still get butterflies. Those butterflies. Like, I feel like that teenage, those teenage years when you got butterflies, and I definitely feel that. And I've had so many people, and I know you probably heard this too, where so many people are like, "Well, you guys are still in the honeymoon phase." I kind of get offended to that, because, and the only reason why I say that, offended, is because in my mind and in my heart, I'm always going to be in the honeymoon phase with my honey. Um, this is a special and sacred time for us, that we found each other when we did. And the way that I feel about him, I feel about you, Brian, when I see you, like, I still get those butterflies. And I know even now, at the young age I'm at, because I'm the younger woman with the older man.
Yes,
And
yes.
so when I become the older woman with the older man, I always tell him we're gonna be 113. He's gonna be 100. What would that make you? 121 or something like that.
120. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That part. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm still going to get butterflies and be in the honeymoon phase with my honey.
Yeah,
Um, so I just always think about that when that's said to us, because I'm like, the honeymoon phase is forever for us.
yeah.
So when you
Absolutely.
see the Campbells, just know we are forever honeymooning.
Yes, indeed. So something I learned after I met Lania, I did not know this before. If I did, maybe I forgot or just wasn't paying attention. And that's about love languages.
Yeah.
So the author, Dr. Gary Chapman, wrote the book Talk About the Five Love Languages. So she gave me her five. I took the test and kind of went through what my five are. So those are some of the things too. Hey, it's in my Lania file, right? So those are some of the things that I go back and look on there like, okay, then what can I do for her that will fill her love tank
Yes,
as
yes.
far as
Same
speaking her
for me.
love language and going through that. So again, something I reference back and then something that I do that's intentional because her five are ranked from 1 through 5. So, always hit number 1, but also don't forget about number 5. So just to take that opportunity to do something for her.
Yeah, so if you guys have never heard about the five love languages, I believe when I first heard about this book, it was in the early 2000s. And so the five love languages that Dr. Chapman had created was words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. And so when I think of those love languages, and I will share one that I know that Brian and I share commonly, is the quality time. I remember when we took the test, the quality time was one that we did have a high ranking with, and that is so true of us, and that stems back to, when we first began and as we continue to grow together. And so we enjoy spending time together. We like to have our individual time. We have to have that time that we decompress and all those things. But for the majority of the time, we like to spend our time together. I mean, it could be something as simple as we might have been saying that we're going to stay in the house all day, right? So we've been around each other, but maybe Brian's watching something in the living room, maybe I'm in the bedroom working on something, and then we kind of commune together, but then we kind of disband again. But then I think we just did this a few days ago when you're like, oh my gosh, come on, just get something on. Let's go out. Let's just get in the car and just drive around. And so we'll do things like that. And so we just genuinely like to spend quality time together. That quality time consists of just sometimes being in the car being quiet. That quality time consists of us just catching up for the day or just about random things. That quality time can be us going into an adventure. I think about like in the fall, and this is something that we've done the past couple of years, is that we'll take a trip out to the western part of Virginia where it is mountainous. And so that has been such an amazing getaway for quality time, because I mean, it's nothing like being in nature and just looking at the beauty of God. And then we get to talk about those things that we're seeing. We just get to take in that fresh air that we're breathing. We get to just enjoy life together and have those new experiences.
And that trip has become one of our favorite things that we do once,
Yes,
maybe twice a year.
yes, yes,
Take that trip, even if it's just like the weekend. Like take, go up after work on Friday and come back on Sunday. Just a couple of days. We got a couple of restaurants up there that we love to go
yes.
to when we go.
We even went and got a pedicure one time.
Yep, we've done that, and then she gets me on the Blue Ridge Parkway thing up there. We're looking for bears,
We're looking for
baby.
bears,
She got
guys.
us want to see a bear in its natural habitat. So we'll ride around for for an hour or so, and then just kind of look. We've never seen a bear,
Not yet.
but it can be very cold there. It can be very windy there. But we always just seem to have a good time. And
We
again,
do.
lots of conversation. We talk about things that have changed since the last time we were there,
Yeah.
because things constantly do change
Yeah. We
up
attempted
there.
to hike.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode. I think we made it. Maybe I'll give it 20 steps, and then we were like, yeah, this ain't for
Y'all,
us.
it's the altitude, but we're gonna accomplish it. We're going to.
Yeah, so but that's it's always a good time. And then we also do a couple things that we also do too is, I know we mentioned check in with each other, but we also check in with each other for things that the other person may be interested in.
Yeah.
Like Linnea mentioned, yeah, we enjoy our quality time together, but we also need that time a little bit apart. So I
Hmm.
think some of you may know, for a while I had a pretty long commute to work one way. And I think she was under the impression that my ride home was my time to decompress.
I did.
And we had to have a conversation, because that was not my time to decompress. I had to stay focused, stay alert, stay awake, and all of those things, just to make that drive home after work. And then when I get home, now I'm ready to sit on the couch, give me the remote, and let me just kind of go through the process and clear my mind. I got to watch my ESPN. I
Yes.
got to catch up on some things, and then after that, I'm ready for our quality time. But it took a little bit of time to talk about that and understand that, I even though you thought that I needed that quality time, I'm sorry, even though you thought that my decompression time was that drive, it actually wasn't the drive. The decompression
Hmm.
starts when I got home.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like he said, I had to just be cognizant of that time where he just needed to think in that individual time, but then he also needed that, like he said, when he came home. And most of the time you said give you about like 30 minutes, an hour, if that. And then we would commune back together and talk about those things that we did in our day, things that we wanted to do for the upcoming weekend or even in the week. So I'm grateful now that the commute is not a factor anymore, because I feel like now we do a lot more even throughout the week, so we can talk about those things that we're interested in. Because I know just a couple weeks ago during February, it was Black History Month, and Brian was the one who actually came to me and said, oh, there's some things going around town, in lieu of Black History Month. You want to do some of these things? Whereas I used to be the one that was saying those things. So I just see that now that he has more time after work with a shorter commute, that we are able to talk about some things that we're interested in and wanting to do those things as well. So that's pretty cool. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, because I mean, I think about, normally our Friday nights used to be very boring, and it was all my fault. I'll take it. I own that.
Every Friday
But
Dateline, guys.
lately we've been out on
Yes.
like every Friday night,
Yes.
and I mean, I think we've done. Gosh, what all have we done on Fridays?
I mean, we went out of town to Florida,
Yeah,
so
yep,
we were
we did
gone for
that.
that whole weekend. I think the Black History event at the library.
Yep, that was a
That was a
Friday.
Friday.
I think we
We
did a bowling
bowling
one
night.
time.
We've
Yeah,
had Bible study,
yeah.
couples Bible study. So things that have kept us out past 10 o'clock, guys.
Yeah, and that very again because she's the night owl. She's that person. I'm that guy, because I'm up early. So by 8, 9 o'clock, I'm starting to close my eyes. I'm getting sleepy. But now she got me out in these streets on
I
Friday
do.
night,
I told her we for the
and
streets.
so we're out there just having fun and enjoying each other.
Yes, yes. So one thing that I have to talk about when it comes to our dating, and I think this was completely new to you, Brian, and if it wasn't, then correct me, because I think this was. So I have I can't even think about how far back, but I know it's at least been since like my teens, 20s. So it's been a long time that I have been a bucket list person. I remember there was a movie about a bucket list back in the day, and that's all I used to hear older people talking about, like your bucket list. But it always seemed like it had to be when you were like a lot older. But I started, and thank God for this, to check some of those things off of my bucket list of just things that I wanted to do. And so I feel like when I met you, Brian, like you didn't even know what I was talking about a little bit.
Yeah, I understood. I knew what a bucket list was, but just for me to be, I mean, complete transparency here,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a bucket list. Didn't have one then, and really don't have one now. It's kind of like, I guess I get this from my granddad. If I want to do something, I'm gonna go and do it.
Yeah.
And so it's just not really too many things that I even to this day, I really don't think of too many things that I actually want to do. But I just think that you should enjoy life, and if there's something that you want to do, make plans and get in position to be able to go and do that.
Yeah, well, I think I got to correct you just a little bit, because you said that you don't think that you have a bucket list, but I do think that you have one now. We have one together, because there are things that we've talked about that we know we want to do together. So how about that? Like
Yeah,
that's,
from that aspect, I can understand that. We've talked about what the next chapter of life looks like.
yeah,
Post my retirement and things like that. What does that look like for us? Where are we going to possibly go to? What would the next house look like? So all those conversations. So I guess you can consider that.
yeah. So I definitely think that those are all part of our bucket list, as well as things that we want to do for growth wise as a couple, travel wise. So all those things. So when I think about other things with dating, I just think about just keeping it cute, keeping it fresh, keeping it fun. When I think about Brian, that's my husband. I have cute little pet names for him: my boo, my bae, because my bee, because I just love this man that the Lord has brought to me.
And
And
everybody calls me B now, thanks to her. That's all I get. What's up, B?
they do, they do. But to me, that is a term of endearment. That just lets you know that I'm comfortable with you, that I love you, and that if I give you 500 nicknames, that we're tight, we're cool. And so, hopefully my honey will come up with a cute little nickname for me. He just calls me Linnea, which
Hey,
I
that's
love.
that's what our mama named her. We're gonna keep it basic and simple. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So as we end this episode, we just want everybody to know, like, that when it comes to dating and being married, no matter if you were married a year, 5 years, 20, 50, that we always remember the why.
That is probably the most important piece of this. Remember the why. Why did you why did you meet that person? Why did you take interest in that person?
Yeah.
Why did you chase that person? Why did you
So
date and
good.
court that person? Why did you get engaged to that person? Why did you marry that person?
Yes.
And remembering the why can be part of your foundation as you go through your marriage, as you go through life actually. Remember your
Hmm.
why. What drives you when it comes to being in love and being in a relationship with that person.
Yeah, so good. So we just want to leave you with that. Remember your why. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll check you later.
All right,
Bye.
have a great one.